from the book. But before we do the exercises, I would like to ask you a question first, because we already discussed that with the group, with other groups, yeah, and now I'm curious, what about you? So what's your point of view on that? So I would like you to share your secrets with remembering things. So for example, now you're students, yeah, and of course, like, you need to learn a lot of information, you need to remember a lot of information, yeah, so that's completely different to what probably, yeah, you had at school, and well, it will be even more and more. So now tell me please, so what you do actually to remember things better? So what is your structure, what is your strategy? Yeah, and thank you, Nikita. You will start in a minute, but others, can you please raise the hands? Інші, піднімайте, будь ласка, руки, хто хоче відповідати, тому що таким чином, як завжди, я повторюю, ви заробляєте свої бали. Тобто вже починаючи відповідати, вже заробляєте бали. Окей, Nikita, you are the first. Yeah. Uh-huh. 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 Okay, so repeating things. So your trick of memorizing is repeating, right? Uh-huh. Okay, to read, for example, yeah? Uh-huh. Try to remember fast, yeah. Mhm. Okay, so when I do it for the first time, then, for example, your memory gets used to remembering, yeah? Okay, and now at the university, as you have so many things to learn, yeah, you have so much information just like to keep in mind. How do you cope with that? Yeah. Make notes or write it down. Make notes. Right. Uh-huh. I have to write everything down. I have to write everything down. What you mean? Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Nikita. The next one is Andrei Kislyak.
When I used to attend school, I had my own techniques, I could say, to learn efficiently. For example, if I was reading a paragraph, I read the questions first, and then I tried to answer these questions without reading the paragraph, and then I read the paragraph itself, finding for answers, and I remembered the information much more efficiently. Also, this technique helped me at ZNO with English and Ukrainian.
Okay, and what about now? Can you please tell me if your if your techniques had to be changed? Because okay, so probably the like load of the information has changed, or just like okay, the way you need to remember has changed, or you keep the same, yeah, or you just like do the same what you did before.
Unfortunately, I can't keep it because this method suits for subjects like history, Ukrainian, English, or any other subject that has text. Since we have mostly mathematics. I can't say it's very useful. With maths, I try to understand it, not to remember it word by word, but just to understand it.
Yeah, that's actually, well, also like very important point, because I think that this is actually the secret. Yeah, the secret of, but again, that's my personal point of view. I can be mistaken, that to learn something, you need to understand. Because if you do not understand what you're learning, of course, like you can learn by heart, yeah, as we do with poems. We learn by heart, but well, what are the chances, yeah, that if you don't repeat it, that we will remember? Yes, of course, like then our memory wants to get rid of that, like that unuseful information. So that again, that's my personal point of view. But very well. Okay, thank you. Then let it be Katya.
Yeah, I think that my main things that I do when I must to remember some information, I must to understand what I must remember. Like I not only.
Wait a second, Katya. Must understand. Modal verbs, no to. Yeah, modal verbs, no to.
Must understand what I must remember.
Okay, let's try not to repeat two modal verbs. So I need to understand what I must learn. I need to understand what I must learn.
Yeah, and if I didn't understand what information I learn and with what information I work, I can't learn something. And maybe that's first thing that I do always.
Yeah, and so the same actually. Yeah, let's say strategy, understanding something. Okay, but what you actually do? So let's imagine you're learning something and then you do not understand. So do you give up, or you're just like learning by heart, or you still try to understand?
I try to practice, do some things with this information, like if it's some theorem, how to say?
Theorem, yeah.
Theorem, yeah, I try to do some math
problems.
Yeah, math problems, yeah, to understand how it works, and maybe watch some videos, like read some information in the internet to understand
how actually you need to practice, yeah? So to understand, you need to practice. Yes. Okay, yeah, understandable, thank you. Veronica, please.
Yes, you hear me?
Veronica?
What's Veronica? Hear me?
I don't know, the sound is not that good. Yeah.
У нас просто две Вероники в группе, но...
Острянина, sorry.
Так. I usually, when I need to remember a large amount of information, I write notes and highlight the main words with markers. And this helps me to remember the information easier. And I also take breaks between memorizing information because there is a lot of stress on my brain. And
for my brain.
Oh, yes. And I also придумываю.
It depends what?
Придумываю ассоциации.
Then I create associations.
Yes, for difficult words because it helps to remember them. Yes.
Okay, very well. So actually creating association, yeah, so that's actually, okay, this famous psychologist, yeah, who actually studied, yeah, investigated our mind, that said that actually for everything, yeah, just like what you learn, you need to associate it with something. Okay, and so can you please tell me, at the university, is it more difficult for you to learn the information, or somehow you already, I don't know, like practiced your strategy, yeah, and you are, okay, you improved your strategy that well, that, Okay, you are doing pretty well.
In school and university, I have different strategy. Now I only practice. I don't learn theorems because I think that I will be learn it when session.
I will learn it. I will learn it.
I will learn it when session. What?
Okay, exam session. Exam session.
Exam session.
Or when
yes.
I have exams. When I have exams.
In January.
In January.
Yes.
You have your session in January.
Yes, for math. And
okay, exam.
yes.
Yeah, so exam you will have. Okay, because yeah, so English you will not have. Yeah, so we will finish with you
Yes,
on New
yes.
Year, just like because I remember last year we finished with students on the 30th of December. Yeah, so some of the students were already making the salads for New Year. Yeah, and at the same time passing their English. Okay, Veronica, thank you very much. Then Maxim, Kozer Maxim. Maxim,
Can you please miss me for now?
can I do what?
Can you please miss me for now?
Okay, you're not answering. Okay, yeah. Then please, Alexei Machovsky.
Yes.
Hello, by the way, you missed last time, yeah? For some
Yes.
reason.
I try to write down everything I need to, because my written memory is much better than others. So when written helps me to memorize most of information. Also, notes help to quickly remember at the right moment. Because
help to remember quickly. Helps to remember quickly.
Yes, short notes can help you to remember the information in a big как будет обсяг?
Amount. Big
Amount. In a big amount. That's all.
Okay, understandable. And so this is actually the question will be for everyone, but I will ask you also first. If we talk about exact sciences like chemistry, physics, mathematics, and then compare with philology, just like languages or like this philosophy, psychology, what is easier for you? Okay, I will simplify. What is easier for you to learn, mathematics or English?
It's a hard question because mathematics. I'm learning mathematics. No, I try to understand mathematics, not to learn it. But English, you have to learn many rules and grammar rules. So it's very different since there is. So I think that English easier than mathematics for me.
English is easier than mathematics.
Yes.
Okay, understandable. Thank you. Romanenko Veronica.
So I have only one trick.
Veronica, a little bit louder, if it's possible, please.
Okay, and hear me?
I don't know, really silent. Guys, what about others? Can you hear her well? Or also silent?
Not so. Yeah.
Yeah, for some, I mean, we can hear you, but it's like really silent. Дуже тихо, нібито дуже тихо.
It's strange, but I talk louder now.
Well, okay, then just like don't speak too fast yet, because I will just like try to listen carefully.
Better.
It's better yeah.
Now?
Yeah, Veronica, much better. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. So I have only one trick to how learn the information. I try to understand the information at once and memorize it during the day. And if I don't, and if it don't help me, I write down the
Doesn't,
most
if it
important
doesn't.
things. Huh?
It doesn't help
And
me. It
if
doesn't.
it doesn't help me, I write down the most important things or what I forget, and it's all.
And that's all. So again, the strategy is to understand. And actually, okay, Veronica, can you please tell me, because, well, I can tell you that probably I understood this strategy a little bit later, yeah, then, okay, I should have understood. And well, probably when I was like at school, I just like, my idea was like just to learn somehow, just somehow with no understanding, because I needed points, that's it. What helps you understand? Okay, well, let's say, no, I don't want to repeat the word understand twice. What helped you realize that you need to understand the material, or you knew somehow about that from the very beginning? Or your parents told you, or teachers?
My parents told me that, and I understood this because if I don't understand information, I can't memorize this, because it's like you know information and then you forget if you don't understand this.
Yeah, it's let's say you can learn, to be honest, you can learn, but this is because, okay, once, okay, not once, like when I studied at the university, we had a classmate that learned everything by heart. I don't know how much time it took her, but she knew all the answers to all questions, for example, at the exam. But if, for example, she was interrupted by a teacher to ask another question, yeah, connected with the topic, she wouldn't say a single word, just because she learned by heart. What does mean learned by heart? She learned by heart, and okay, she could quickly say her answer, but she had no clue what she was talking about, no clue. And that is, I think that this is the hugest mistake for me personally. If you do not understand what you actually are doing, yeah, because you do it automatically, and then the more information then you need to learn, the previous is just forgotten completely. Okay, yeah, Veronica, thank you. Then the next one is Svetlana.
Okay, so I want to tell about some tricks that help me to remember information better. So this first one, of course, it's paper with some notes by hand that I can stick on my shelves, for example. And when I look at it this twice or I don't know, just one in the day. Couple of times, I remember it better. So also very good trick is teach somebody else. So when you telling, when you telling somebody else information that you caught up, maybe you'll be better understand it.
You will understand it better.
You will understand it better.
Yeah, okay.
And maybe if you have a big goal and you don't know how to reach it, you can spread out in small steps and just learn information by parts. Maybe it will be easier.
Yeah.
Yep. And I don't know, maybe that's all my ideas.
Yeah, but very well. And actually, okay, you reminded me one joke, but it was like from the 90s when the lecturer, yeah, the teacher is complaining about the students to another teacher. And he said like, well, I explained my students once, they don't understand. I explained my students twice, they don't understand. I explained the third time, I finally understood, but they still don't understand. Yeah, so that's something similar. And well, I completely agree with you because I also, okay, well, I started teaching at the university when I was 23, and there were things, for example, okay, I don't know, like complex object, complex subject, yeah, or some gerund forms. I knew them, yeah, but of course, like, okay, so with students, you practice together. Okay, you sometimes you even just, okay, you discuss together. It's not mathematics, yeah, so it is philology because there are like many options, yeah, what you can do. And of course, like you understand more, and with them, yeah, you also learn more. So that's why I completely agree. And I think that when students explain to other students something, that also like, okay, not only good for the other student, but for the student itself, yeah, just like we explained. Okay, yeah, thank you, Sveta.
It's awesome.
Yeah, and okay, just a second, and then Diana will start, but just a second.
There are some which help me to remember better.
Диана, тебя не слышно вообще.
И еще тебе сказали подождать немножко.
No, okay, sorry, guys, maybe, okay, she misunderstood. Diana, I'm here. Diana, я вже тут, можете починати. Чи у вас щось зі звуком там? Диана?
The first thing to remember is writing down the concepts, make notes, writing the main information by markers. The second thing is visual information.
Visual information, right?
In pictures. When I watch the pictures, I remember the information better. The third thing is trying to understand the information.
That's all, yeah?
The first thing is to imagine in pictures.
Okay, thank you, Diana. Then the next one, because guys, you also couldn't hear Diana well, yeah? Yeah, so that was just like, okay, not only like my issues. Well, but a little bit we understood, Diana, thank you, a little bit we understood. Okay, Alexander Davidenko.
Okay, do you hear me well?
Again, a little bit silent, maybe play with the micro and then.
Maybe you skip me and I take a speech.
Yeah, I will ask you then later, yeah, but because okay, I mean we can hear you, yeah, so the connection is good, but the sound is a little bit like silent. Okay, Gridin, Bogdan.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah.
Can you hear
me? Yeah.
If I want to study some material, firstly, I try to understand the material. It's first. Secondly, I must highlight the main thesis from the material.
Thesis, yeah?
Thesis, yeah. And finally, if everything is very bad, I'm just repeat the material many times.
Okay, yeah, so But what can be the reason that, as you by the way, because okay, so sometimes we read something, we learn something, and well, you need to learn it once or read it once, and then you remember. And for some stuff, you need to repeat and repeat and repeat. Why? What is the explanation?
I think it's can be it can be
It can be
some як будуть теореми або
theorems,
означення.
Notifications or
for
sorry,
example,
indicators
indicators in physics. It can be or material in chemistry. Chemistry, yeah. And if I don't understand it, I'm just repeat it.
So the same problem, you need to understand it well.
Yeah.
So this is actually, well, I agree. This is the main, you need to understand, and the quicker, you understand, the better actually you can remember.
I can teach what I don't understand. It's the main reason.
Yeah, I cannot learn, what I cannot understand. Okay, actually, well, we went to the very important point. Okay, thank you. The next one is Alexandra Kozlova.
Yes, I'm here. So I have a good memory, so I usually don't need some like secrets. I usually just read the information 2 or 3 times and like memorize it. And like I usually just practice write things down or do mathematics formulas. So then after practice, I don't need to memorize it again. But if I have some problems with memorizing something important, I usually write down the main points. Or, for example, I also can prepare some scripts for exams, and while I write them down, I memorize everything and don't need even to use them then.
Yeah, I agree, because actually I always, okay, now there is no point for that, but before, when we had the exams of English, because now you get it automatically, but before I always told my students to write down the notes or the tips, шпаргалки, just like, because when you do it, you actually automatically remember it better. And again, so either you can use it, just like, okay, if you manage, if you can hide it from a teacher, or you can somehow also, just like develop and improve and practice your memory skills with that. So I completely agree.
You know, when it just lay in your backpack, you like more confident about your
knowledge.
Your knowledge, yes.
Yeah, you feel safer. Yeah, you feel safer that, I mean, in case something goes wrong, you can always get the answer. Yeah, so you know that like the support is close to you. Yeah, so you're not alone at the exam. Yeah, that's very good idea. That I completely agree. That's a very good idea. Okay, the next one is Alexander Ignatievsky. No, change your mind.
Yes.
Cannot hear.
I memorize this way, read it in full several times, then read in parts. And after that, I write down some statements, and it's difficult for me to remember. And at the end, I read a few more times. This way I am able to remember better. This is all.
Okay, thank you. Nesчетний Taras.
Hello. My secret is pay attention to everything. This means that since I was a child, I paid attention to everything and remembered it. So I get my remember. Сейчас, как бы сказать, я поднял уровень своей памяти.
I improved my memory skills.
Yeah, thank you. I improve my memory skills. So you can start that right now. You can pay attention and remember everything, and a year later you can get a good memory.
Okay, so actually your also strategy or your recommendation is to improve your memory skills, yeah? And again, repeat again, what, with the help of what you can improve your memory skills?
Repeat please, I didn't understand.
Yeah, what can improve your memory skills?
Oh, what can improve?
Mm-hmm.
Let me think. Maybe I don't know really. Maybe no.
Like reading a lot, listening a lot.
Yeah, reading. Thank you. You must read a lot. No, I've in school I read a lot of books, so I get good memory too. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So reading a lot, and well, I completely agree, because you know, well, unfortunately now I'm too lazy, yeah, to read a lot, but I also can notice that the less I read, yeah, so the less memorizing skills I have. So I completely agree. Okay, very well, thank you. Next one is Zaitseva. Sophia.
Yeah, here. Okay, so to remember something well, I write down important information by heart. That is everything to remember it. I often rattle and repeat information, do not reading everything in one place, and heading important in the text with bright color. You can also come up with assertions. No, that is first important place with a marker. Remind text by hand. Correct it into piece. Record yourself on a voice record. Be color
why do you need
you
to
are taking about.
Sophia, why do you need to record yourself? What does it give you?
No, record yourself on a voice record.
Yeah, but for what? For what? Why do we need that? Навіщо нам це потрібно?
No. So remember something real, чтобы хорошо все запомнить.
To remember, so, okay, exactly, like you do not only record, but then you listen, yeah, what you record.
Yes.
No, okay, but well, you said that, I just like double check. Okay, yeah, and what else?
Продолжать?
Yeah, of course.
Memories at intervals, read. Report after 20 minutes, after 1 hour, after 4 hours. Breathing, drawing diagrams, symbols, advance notice. Take one assertion helps.
That's all?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. Okay, the next person who will answer will be Pavlo, but after we rejoin. Давайте спочатку перепід'єднаємося, тоді Бодян Павло буде відповідати. Окей?
Okay.
Okay.
Я готов, если что.
Yeah, Pasha, you are welcome.
To quickly memorize information, in most cases I write it on paper using different associated purpose drawing or some kind of creative notes, preferably bright. It also helps a lot to listen to information if it is passive listening. It is visible that its record is created by you. There is also a very interesting method of replacing some information with a synonym or paraphrasing it, which surprisingly helps the person remember the information better.
Okay, Pasha, but what about you? What you exactly use to remember better?
I write on the paper information. Я правильно сказал? I write on the paper information for which is the most important for me.
Yeah, most important information you write down on the paper, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Pasha. Davidenko.
Okay, do you hear me well? Better?
Yeah.
Okay, the first trick is take notes with pen and paper. While taking notes by hand is slower and more cumbersome than typing, the act of writing out of the information fosters comprehension and retention. Reframing the information in your own words helps you retain the information longer, meaning you'll have better recall and will perform better on tests and something else. The second tips is study, sleep, and more study. Research shows a strong connection between sleep and learning. It seems that getting some shut-eye is an important element of bolstering how your brains remember something. And students who both study and get plenty of sleep not only performs better academically, they are also happier. The next one is use brain breaks to restore focus. Information overload is a real thing. In order to learn something new, our brain must send the signals to our sensory receptors to save the new information. But stress and overload will prevent your brain from effectively processing and storing information. When we are confused, anxious, or feeling overwhelmed, our brains effectively shut down. Or done. You can see this happen when students listening to long, detailed lectures zone out and stop paying attention to what's being said. They simply aren't able to effectively conduct that information into their memory bank. So learning shuts down. The best way to combat this is by taking a brain break or simply shifting our activity to focus on something new. Even a few minutes break can relieve brain fatigue and help you refocus. That's all.
Okay, and can you please tell me what exactly you use as a tip?
I use trick that named take notes with a pen and paper. So I take notes of everything I study. And after this, I repeat and the information and read what I write on the notes.
Okay, understandable. Thank you. Chelidze.
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, very well, actually.
Unfortunately, I didn't manage to be on time, so I'm in a traffic jam right now. So if
that's
I
fine.
have some problems. Everyone has already mentioned common tips on how to memorize information quickly. And I will maybe answer some questions you asked another students. I remember you asked Veronica when she understood that it is important to understand the material before you try to remember it. And I have one situation which helped me to understand it because when we moved to another flat, there was a problem because door had two locks, and it was important to close the lower one first and then the second one. And it was difficult for me to memorize which one was the first to close. And then when my mom told me that there was such a divider, which made it difficult to close the upper lock, I understood how it works inside. So that I didn't have to remember which one was the first to open. So it works with the sciences too. So maybe it is sometimes easier to learn sciences rather than languages, because in languages you have rules which you have to repeat every day, maybe to remember them if you're not native speaker. Or practice, yeah. But in sciences, you just have to understand how it works in order to maybe be good at them.
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much, Anfisa. Okay, but okay, one more question to you. Anfisa, can you please tell me, what do you enjoy learning more, mathematics or languages?
I maybe enjoy learning languages more because I'm into them. Maybe because it's interesting to me.
Okay, but again, so you enjoy learning languages, but still, okay, you have chosen completely different, specialty. So you're learning AT, so that is somehow connected more with mathematics, than with like philology. Yeah. So, but well, that's huge respect, So because if you
challenges make us stronger.
That's 100%. And I can say that, well, if you consciously chose what is more difficult for you, than what is easier, then this is, I can say like 85% of success. That's 100%.
Maybe.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. You will see, you will remember. Okay, Anfisa, thank you very much. And Maxim.
Yeah, I'm here. The simplest life hacks for storing information are chewing the gum during studying. And then chew gum of the same taste during the exam. Secondly, while learning, to imagine associations related to keywords.
Keywords.
Yeah, and third, retelling is another good old memorization method. At the same time, I'm sorry, the звук з вікна.
No, that's
At the
fine.
same,
Yeah, the sound is good.
at the same time, try to build your mini speech so as not only to tell the learned information, but to interest it and teach your interlocutor. That's all.
Okay. Yeah, very good. Can you please tell me what gum do you chew while learning?
Taste my gum is хай буде, не знаю, м'ята як буде.
Mint.
Mint, yeah.
Mint. Okay, so you use this tip, yeah? So actually you personally use this tip.
Yeah, and not once.
Not once, and it helps.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, understandable. Thank you very much. Yeah, okay, seems like everyone who wanted to answer it. Yeah, they almost like got your points. And you know what we will do now? Can you please open the book? Yeah, so our unit 7.2, Memory Man. And we just need this first, the second exercise. Second exercise, yeah? Second A, yeah? Exercise number 2A. Read sentences and then discuss questions. Okay, what questions we need to discuss? Okay, we will not discuss the question. Okay, so what we will do? In here, you can see the word combinations to tell that you're good at something or that you are bad at something. Yeah, you can see that. Yes or no? Yes or no? Guys, you need to answer. Yeah, so can you see the exercise 2A? Yeah, in the exercise 2A, from A to H, yeah, we see word combinations that help us say about a person's skills.
What page?
Page 83.
Thank you.
Yeah, the Memory Man. Did you find?
Can you
Всі
repeat?
знайшли?
Скинули в групу нам скрін уже. Все.
Okay, well, but that was your homework. Але це було ваше домашнє завдання. Do you remember?
Yes.
Good. Okay. So what you need to do now? Що ви маєте зробити зараз? Choose one of the word combinations that tells about your skills. For example, to be an expert in, to be gifted at, to be skillful someone and stuff like that. And one word combination that tells that you are bad at something. For example, I am hopeless at, or I am useless at. Яке говорить про те, що якоїсь у вас, якоїсь skills, да, у вас немає. And explain why. For example, let's imagine that, for example, Maxim, yeah, is saying that I am an expert in playing computer games. And then he tells about that, yeah, so how often he plays and blah, blah, blah. And also he said, but unfortunately, I'm hopeless at swimming because, for example, I'm afraid to swim. Зрозуміло завдання? Yeah, okay, I give you 1 minute for that to think about your skills. And then we will start, okay? 1 minute.
So can I start? Do you hear me? Okay.
Okay, who wants to start?
I want to start.
Yes, Veronica, you're very welcome.
Okay, so I'm hopeless at chemistry because last 5 years at school I didn't know anything with chemistry, and
About
now
chemistry.
about chemistry, yes. And now I don't know chemistry too.
Okay, but thanks God you don't need to learn it at the university, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, but Veronica, can you please tell me why you think you didn't make friends with chemistry?
Because it's chemistry with chemical elements, and I don't love this. And this уравнение.
Like problems or tasks?
And task with chemistry, and I'm not interested with this.
I'm not interested in this. I'm not interested in this.
I'm not interested in this.
Okay, understandable. Thank you. And what you are good at? Now, what you're good at?
Okay. So I have ability at sport because I do sport at my childhood and do sport now too. And it's a part of my life, I think. So I have достатньо. Enough ability.
But you see, Veronica, sorry, I have a lot of ability as a sport, okay, sport woman, let's say, yeah?
As a sport woman?
Yeah. Okay, you will not say sportsman. No, you will not.
Okay.
Yeah, and what kind of sports actually?
Actually, it's rollerblading and skiing, I think.
Wow. Okay. But do you do it professionally or like in the amateur?
I do it solo in amateur, but with rollerblading, it's like professional. And skiing, I try to do it for me and trying to декілька. Various types of skiing.
Various types of skiing.
Various.
Okay, understandable. Thank you, Veronica. Anyone else?
I want to. Can I?
Yeah. Sasha, and then Igor. Nikita, sorry. Yeah.
So I think I'm good at volleyball because I have played like for 6 years, like professional, and like I can play in any position except maybe block, except block because I'm not very tall. So I'm more useful at прием. I don't know, in defending.
The mass defended mass.
Yes. And I'm like useless at singing because I just don't hear rhythm, and I can read, yeah, and I can попадать в ноты, like shouldn't know.
Catch the notes, catch the melody. Yes. Okay, understandable. Thank you very much. Nikita, Mm-hmm. Ah, wow. Okay. Well, yeah, I understand also because like among the teacher there are always the discussions. Yeah, so what is better to have the new teacher all the time, or to have the same teacher? And I okay, yeah, cool. Yeah, okay. Well, at least you know the theoretical part. Yeah. So what is biology? That's the most important. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Nikita. What about is there anyone who hasn't answered yet? Hmm. Let it be Mikhailenko.
Okay. I'm definitely hopeless at skating because every time when I try to skate, I just fall over, and it's very painfully. Yep.
Yeah, it's very painful, I can imagine. Yeah.
So I'm done with it, and don't do it again. I won't do it again. Maybe.
I won't do it again. Yeah. So you had enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'm skillful at dancing because I've been dancing for 7 years, and I dancing from hip hop to Latinas dance. So now when I have a free time, every time I'm just dancing, and it inspires me and increase my emotional level.
Increases my emotional level.
Increases.
Yeah, okay, understandable. Thank you. Then Zhukova Katya.
Yeah, I think I'm good at music because I'm in the musical school playing saxophone, and I'm unless at sports and chemistry, I think, because chemistry. I never learned chemistry at school, and I never go to PE lesson at school.
Okay, well, but at least in Ukraine that's possible, yeah. So not go to PE lessons if you just like don't want. Okay. Next one is Diana. Let's try, maybe now your sound is better.
In biology and medicine. I am interested
Діана, no chance. Діана, ми вас взагалі не чуємо. Взагалі. Давайте спробуємо Козир Максим.
Yeah. I'm hopeless with English because I can't tell it apart from Chinese language.
How is it connected with Chinese?
Yeah.
You learn Chinese?
No, not visual, on here.
But Maxim, did you learn Chinese? Ви вчили китайську?
No.
But how come you connected? А як ви її англійську поєднуєте з китайською?
I don't know.
Ні, ви тільки що сказали. Okay, just repeat, please.
I'm hopeless with English because I can't tell it apart from Chinese language. Правильно, неправильно?
Take it apart.
Ну,
Не
типа,
можу відділити. Ага,
да,
чи
да,
що
да, да.
вам?
Да, не можу відрізнити, типу.
Okay, well, interesting. That's interesting. Well, they are different languages. Це різні трошки мови. Okay, understandable. Thank you. Окей, і останній, тому що, в принципі, всі вже бали отримали. Давайте Грідін Богдан.
Yeah, I'm here. Wait, I'm open. Okay, I am useless at chemistry because chemistry. Yeah. I don't learn it because I didn't need it when I entered at university, and I'm skillful, but I'm skillful in volleyball. Yeah. I am training for 8 years.
I have been training for 8 years. I have been training for 8 years. Yeah.
And that's all I think.
Okay, understandable. Thank you. Okay, guys, thank you very much. Дуже дякую.
Buttons.
Sorry?
Possible for me too. Можно мне тоже ответить?
Yeah, you can, but you got your point. But if you want, you can answer again. Софія, ви вже отримали бали? Якщо хочете, можете відповісти.
Извините, вы меня писаете.
I cannot hear. What?
Объясните, у меня очень сильно, я не поняла, что вы сказали.
Я хотіла сказати, що ви вже бал свій отримали, але якщо хочете відповісти, можете...
Ну, давайте. I'm not good at driving. I can't ever write a light picture. As a child, I went to art school, but it didn't help. I've been dancing inside child and I was good at it, but now I no longer poor and just skin socks.
Just what?
Ну, вязать носки.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, understandable. Thank you. So guys, first of all, I will tell you what you need to do. I will even text you what you need to do for the next time. And that is, значить, на наступний раз ми закінчуємо unit number 7.2, memory man, plus you take unit 7.3 and it's called Are you qualified? And the name is Are you qualified? З цієї самої книжки, я Speak Out. Speak out. Speak out. Okay, and your points. І ваші бали, and your points. Бодян, 1.5. Гордієнко присутній? Not really. Грідін, 2. Давиденко, 2. Євтушенко присутня? Absent. Жукова 2.5, Зайцева 1.5, Ігнатівський 1.5. Ну, якщо повернеться, тоді змінимо ситуацію. Ігнатівський 1.5, Кайпецький 2.5, Кисляк 2.5, Козир 1.5, Козлова 2.5, Когут присутній? No. Маховський 2.5, Михайленко 2.5, Нещетний 2.5, Остряніна 2.5, Поляков присутній? Not really. Романенко 2.5, Самурай 1, Челідзе 2.5, Шишак відсутній. І скажіть, будь ласка, хтось на початку, я подивилася, що хтось хто такий Паша, який вступив до групи?
It's me, Павел Волин.
Ага, окей, це у вас просто не було. Зрозуміло. Окей. Так, ну, всі свої бали почули, так?
Да.
Yeah. Okay. The homework for the next time you have. Yeah, your points you got. З приводу кампусом ви вже користуєтесь чи ще ні? Ще ні. Ага. Ну, тобто тоді, поки чекаємо, поки запрацює кампус. Good morning.
I am here.
Okay, yeah, good. Yeah, Оксана, good. Yeah. Так, добре. Do you have any questions? Well, if you don't have any question, then please enjoy your weekend, and then I will see you and hear you next week. Goodbye.